Morning, everybody. It is 8:10 a.m., October 9th. Welcome to my channel. Now, yesterday, we had some movement up, right? In the NASDAQ, in the ES, or in the Qs and the SPY. And SPY didn't break out of this last week's range. The NASDAQ did, okay? Strength of NVIDIA, with the strength of NVIDIA, okay? And what happened yesterday was, again, we were in that little quiet morning, and then Jamie Dimon started talking about AI. Said he's hiring 1,000 AI workers, and obviously the market liked that, and the heavy market weighted cap stock started driving, and then we went higher. Okay, now overall, if you talk about the overall market breadth, it wasn't super strong, but it doesn't matter because XLK is going to move the market. Okay, XLK is going to move that market. So that's what's going on. All right. Hey, Pancake. Pacific Northwest in the house here. Um, so that's where we are right now. All right. So the Nasdaq did make some progress. The ES is still in the range or SPY, right? So we'll break that down today. Nvidia is just marching along, right, with this Blackwell chips. That Foxconn building something in Mexico using Blackwell chips. So this is all positive for semis, specifically Nvidia. Nvidia right now as we speak is at 134. So it's hard to short and get really a good move what Nvidia is doing like that. However, the other day when it hit 130 and it pulled back, that helped the market go down, but that was short-lived. Okay, so um, let's get into this. All right, let's get into this. So welcome to my channel. My name is Steven Gonzalez. I use market and volume profile to find structure in these markets, okay? And supply and demand, gamma exposure levels, the most traded price of the year, the month, the week, and the previous day. Just helps me find structure. That is my edge and how I like to look at the markets. Okay, that is my edge. Now, what I do every day at 8:10 a.m. is I give you a recap of what happened yesterday, right? I give you what's going on this morning, the news, the economic calendar, all right? What stocks are leading and lagging and why they are. All right, so hopefully you can come join me. All right, come join me. Have a cup of coffee, have a cup of tea, and just listen. You don't got to worry about it. I don't got to read any news. I'll read it. I'll do all that work for you every day. All right, and then at 8:30 a.m., that's when I like to call the main event. I do the live look at the ES and the Nasdaq futures, and we come up with trade plans, right, long and short, that I will apply when I day trade, right? And of course, if you do enjoy my content, smash that like button. Even if you're at the gym, smash it. All right. And then, like I said, those videos, those day trading videos, right? I post them on my X. I post them on my YouTube Shorts, and I post them on my TikTok. Okay. I only post the ones that are really good educational, that really have good educational value, and you can see really why I get into them. Okay. And of course, that's X at Gonzo719. And you can follow me on TikTok, Gonzo719 Trader. Okay. All right, let's get into the watch list here. And let's see what's moving markets today. Let's see what's moving markets. All right, so we got silver. Silver's leading the pack, up 1.03%, followed by the dollar, up 0.40. The dollar's been making a move, just like the 10-year yield lately, right? Crude is kind of flat, all right? Pulled back severely yesterday, severely, all right? And now crude More crude. Gold up 0.19. It's moving on me a little bit. 10-year yield is over 4% yield. So the bond market's kind of calling the Fed's bluff a little bit. We'll have to see FOMC minutes today at 2 p.m. Russell is up 0.05, basically flat. The VIX is still holding at 21.43. That's a nice VIX, okay? The Dow is flat. ES is flat, down 0.02. All right, Ether's flat, 0.02, down 0.02. 30-year bonds being sold slightly, down 0.10. Nasdaq's down 0.15. Now Google has got some issues today. Now they were down a lot more. They were down over 1%. That they kind of like paired those losses now. Bitcoin down 0.22. All right, moving on to the Mag 7 Plus. All right, let's look at the leader here. We have Nvidia. Nvidia's back to being hot, out of that range that it was in. So it's back to being hot. Okay. Semis are hot. AMD, all right, up 0.72. Microsoft 1.3, up 0.30. Now laggards. All right, we got Tesla down 0.20. Google down 0.51. Antitrust lawsuit trying to break up the company possibly. Usually this stuff blows over, but that's what's affecting Google. You got Broadcom down. That's interesting. Broadcom down 0.74, a semi. Okay, and I only have these up here because this will move markets. Okay, that's a heavy-weighted stock. And Boeing has like took their offers off the table with the union, which is not good, right? Brought the stock down 1.71%, and they got earnings coming up. So very interesting with Boeing. Moving on, top sector stocks. Okay, top sector stocks. Let's look at them. We got Home Depot up 1.21%. Now, Home Depot, if you think about it, if the Fed's going to be if the Fed's going to be cutting rates, right? And I know Home Depot and Lowe's have been hurting, right? Now that could help with, people improving their houses, stuff like that because mortgage rates are going to be coming down. So you got UPS up 0.41. That's really only the leaders here. Let's go to the laggards. We have Uber. Uber's got earnings coming up. They are down 0.55, and believe it or not, Exxon got a downgrade today. So they're down 0.69. All right, moving on to the swing trade list. And I saw that cruise lines had got an upgrade. So in sympathy, what do you think's happening, right? The Norwegian Cruise Line is up 3.56. Reddit is up 3.01. Affirm has been moving up 2.92. Viking Therapeutics up 2.25. Here we go. Royal Caribbean up 1.8. Chewy up 1.32. Carnival Cruise Lines up 1.22. Lowe's, in sympathy with Home Depot, right? Or vice versa, up 1.12. Taiwan Semiconductors came out with some news. That's good. I'll get to that later. All right. And then the rest of it's really not much, okay? Let's look at our laggards today. Baba. So the China really pulled back after they came back from a holiday. Probably taking profits. Really, really dropped off. All right. Now they also said they're not going to do any further stimulus right now. So yeah, that's where you're getting some China stocks pulling back. Bob is down 3.21%. Hood is down 1.41. Wayfair is down 1.12. Las Vegas Sands, China casino, that is down 0.89. American Tower. I mean, that's really it for the laggards. Okay. Moving on to the sectors, the guts. What's moving markets, right? What is moving markets? So we have semis, not strong here, only up 0.10. There's nothing real strong today as far as sectors. There's no sector that's really hot at all. All right. Whoa. Is this K Trader? I know you like to be called K Trader, not Christina, but K Trader's here. Oh my lord. Energy. Energy's the only laggard today. Down 0.30 with Exxon being downgraded. Okay, wow. Very fortunate to have Pancake and K Trader here today. Not sure if Rosita's in the house. She's usually the mainstay. Now, What are we going to get into? Economic calendar today. Got a lot of Fed speak today. We got a lot of Fed speak today. Okay. Let's get into it. Boom. Oh, there she is. Rosita's here. All right. Now I am not sure if Pancake is a female or a male. I want to say maybe a male. Not sure. But then you got K Trader. Obviously, I believe Christina would be a female, and then obviously Rosita's a female. So that's pretty cool. Females. If Pancakes a guy, I don't know. So I'm just saying. But it's pretty cool. Pretty cool when females are into trading. Women, girls, ladies. So, all right. Let's take a look at this here. And of course, I haven't seen G-Man in a little bit. Luis, Muhammad, haven't seen them show up in a little bit, so we have to see here. Um, let's get into this. All right, we got Fed Logan, of course. Why don't we put a Fed right before the market open, 9:15, right? Crude inventories today, 10:30. All right, then you got Fed Barkin, 10:30. Fed Goolsby, 10:30. Fed Logan, 10:45. Oh, horrible timing of these Fed speakers. Fed Williams at 11. Horrible timing. God. 12:15 Fed Barkin, 12:30 Fed Jefferson. All right, and then what do we have? This should be pretty interesting 10-year note auction. Be pretty interesting. Um, at 1 p.m. I don't think I probably won't want to be trading around that. All right, then you got FOMC minutes. We'll find out from the FOMC meeting what actually happened. How was the discussions? What were the consensus? We already know it was 11-1, but we'll get some more color on that. 5 p.m. Fed Collins, 6 p.m. Fed Daily. Just a reminder, I'm out the rest of the week after today, so I will not be doing any videos Thursday and Friday, and we'll be back the following Monday. And because you got CPI and PP, of course, I'm going away when there's CPI on Thursday, PPI on Friday. That's how it always works. That's how it always works. All right, now let's look at some news. All right, let's look at some news here. So, Alphabet, Google, stock fell 0.9 when the Department of Justice mulling possible sanctions against Alphabet-owned Google, including a breakup of the search giant. Okay. Alibaba, we talked about. Chinese firms dropped for a second day on lack of new stimulus measures. That's what I talked about. Boeing stock fell 1.3 after the aircraft manufacturer withdrew an offer. See, they withdrew an offer. That's not good for that. All right. Now, more news. Okay, more news. Let's see. Boeing, we talked about. There was something else. Okay. Taiwan Semiconductor. All right. The world's largest contract chipmaker reported third quarter revenue that easily beat both the market and company's own forecasts as it reaped the benefit from artificial intelligence demand. All right. So that is good for Taiwan Semiconductors. Let's see. Anything else to note? It looks like PepsiCo, JP Morgan cut target price to 183 from 185 because they gave poor guidance. Let's see here. All right. We'll look at other news. Or not other news, I'm sorry. Well, let's see if the financial Jews got anything. Nothing, just that Beijing hesitation to commit to further stimulus. That's sending stocks down a little bit. Okay. Let's look at upgrades, downgrades. Oh, that is not a good list. Why is that list so weak? That is not a good list here. All right, we're going to switch it up here for upgrades, downgrades. We're going to switch it up. Let's go to my other source here. All right, let's do this. All right, so upgrades, we have Affirm. We have Home Depot, so that makes sense, right? Honeywell. We have Lowe's. That's why Home Depot's moving up, right? We have Southwest upgrade. Interesting. All right, downgrades. We have. I only got I think that's Expedia. Got a downgrade. Las Vegas Sands downgrade. And there's your Exxon downgrade. Okay, there's your Exxon downgrade. Now, if we're going to go to the use the news feature, which is pretty cool on TOS, we can go to here, we go to downgrades. If I didn't mention anything, there's the Exxon downgrade. Okay, we go. If there's any upgrades that I didn't go, there's the New Origin Cruise Lines, Affirm, Home Depot, Lowe's. All right. Now let's go to price target. Let's go to price target. Let's see here. Only gonna notice anything that's big that I didn't mention. Nothing really. Nothing really. All right. Now let's look at this news here. Stellantis nears Italian government approval for commune sale to one equity partners. Okay. What else here? Who's down? Pinduoduo, Boeing we already know about. Yeah, there's nothing in here really that jumps out at me, so we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on. All right, let's move on to daily charts. All right, let's look at those dailies. Let's look at those dailies together. All right, so looking at our express chart, um, let's look at our express chart here, all right? Because we know orange is last week's range. So the SPY is still within last week's range, right? Now, what did the SPY do yesterday? Opened here, closed here, right? Look at this candle. So we just breached this daily candle. Okay? That's all we did. So as far as the SPY, it's still within this range. Okay? Even though it seemed like it was like pushed pretty good, which it did at one point because I had a pullback. But we're still within this range. All right, so where are we at now? 573. 573 is right at yesterday's close. Whoa, good job. Good job. Cool. So we're within this range. So let's look at the futures. You can just see this big range. Big range that we're. That's why this market is so like all over the place because you're just in so much chop. I mean, look at the last time this market has even trended. All the way back here. That's the last time you kind of got movement. And then it's just been this. So that's why every day the market's not in unison. Now, yesterday, the market, for the first time in a little bit, that all the four top sectors were green off the open. And tech was up over 1%. Okay, so like that was like the first time I've seen that in a little while. Usually it's disjointed. Like tech's down and the rest is up, or tech is up and the rest is down. All right, that's why we're in this chop. Okay. Now let's look at the Qs. The Qs. Now the Qs did a little different, right? This is last week's range. Right here, right here. Now you can see we broke last week's highs and we closed above it. We closed above it. We closed above last week's range. So that's a little feather in the cap here for the Qs. All right, you had this resistance right here around 488.62 was resistance, right? Couldn't break it yesterday. You finally closed above it. Where are we at now? 488.77, 488.77. Right about there. You're right on last week's highs. Okay? You're at the highs of yesterday, accepting the higher prices. So if we hold that, can we make a move to 493? Can we make a move to last month's highs? Okay, right here. This was the first attempted breakout that failed. Can we do this? This is a very odd September. It was a very odd September, and it's been a very odd October. Seasonally bearish. We have an election coming, so who knows? But could we get up here? We definitely could. Let's zoom out. Remember, all-time highs is 503.52. We are not by it because the Nasdaq has been relatively weak. The Qs have been relatively weak. So let's look at the futures. Okay, still you can see range bound activity all here, right? Now you can see this is the difference in futures, right? In futures, we did not break out of last week's highs. We're still at resistance here at like a 203.38. Okay, very interesting. We're still in this range, right? So that's just the futures, basically almost 23 hours a day, right? So we have to see. Can we get up to last month's highs? That's 205.30. 205.30. Okay. That will do that. Now we can go to that triple-headed monster in that crazy bond market and the dollar. All right. Let's look at that 10-year yield. Look at that push. Boom. And now we're getting some resistance here, which is expected, right? At 4% yield, we'll have to see what happens here, right? Now I feel like, okay, you got long here. Or I'm sorry, if you're a bond market, you're selling bonds. Obviously, it's the inverse of this, right? Maybe take profits here, right? 4% yield. 4% yield, okay? And this should hold down the Russell a little bit. That's why the Russell's kind of been muted, okay? It's very sensitive to rates. And I just saw mortgage rates went up. So let's go to the other head here, the dollar. And the dollar is making a nice rise too. It's following basically what the 10-year yield is doing. And generally, a stronger dollar is not the best for equities, not the best for commodities. But, oil is a commodity, but that is got war, geopolitical stuff going on. So that's different. That's a catalyst, right? But it did pull back just recently. So that's the dollar. Okay, so that just means the euro is weak, yen is weak. All right, now we go to the VIX. The VIX has our fear, boy. The fear is alive here in the VIX. Okay. Remember, VIX is 30 days out of fear. 16 VIX is a 1% expected move, plus or minus 1% in the S&P 500. We are at a 21.43. Okay. So it's weird too with this VIX like this, right? We're at a VIX, and this is kind of interesting, of 20 over 20, and in the SPY we're close to all-time highs. That is very interesting, right? Close to all-time highs, and your VIX is at a 20, over a 20. Okay, you're not at all-time highs, obviously, in the Nasdaq or the Qs, but very interesting, right? I mean, the explanation is we have an election coming. That's really what I believe it is. Okay, all right. People don't want to be caught holding a bag, and when we don't know who's going to be running our country, right? All right. Now it's time for the main event here. Let's look at that market profile, volume profile. Let's do it. Let's do it. Here we are. Okay. Let's look at our structure together. Let's look at our structure together. Okay. Here's our rolling profile. And this is ES, right? It's pretty balanced. All right. Value areas here. Remember, 70% of the trade. We're right at the top of value area high. Price is right there, 57.97. Then we have a little excess here. Not great excess. A little bit. Okay. Now, what did we do yesterday? Right? What did we do yesterday? So yesterday opened up, pushed down, and then we kind of just pushed up around like 10, I want to say 10 something. You got a big push up. All right, let's break this out here so I can just. All right, you got a big push up. Let's kill this. Big push up here, and then you had a liquidation break where holding the most traded price of the month right here. And then it was boom, 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 and went all the way back up. Okay, closing right here. All right, so that's what happened yesterday. Held the ultimate balance level. That's bullish. Okay, price is above it still. So we didn't get the big move, right? Ultimate balance, you mean you're going to get a big move. This is probably being saved for tomorrow, which I'm not going to be here, which is great. Who knows? You could get it early. I don't know. Ultimate balance, you get big moves from ultimate balance, okay? Where's ultimate balance? Let's just call it 57.80 right here. That's ultimate balance. You want to be above that, okay? Now, let's talk about levels. All right. Now, let's just look at structure for where we're at right now. We have an inside session in the overnight. Overnight high, overnight low. Yesterday's highs, yesterday's lows. We're inside yesterday's session, and we're very next to the close. All right. So we're just accepting higher prices. This is nothing but bullish. Okay. Nothing but bullish. Now, if we look at our levels, I talked about it yesterday. We still have not broken this 58.08 right here. So you can see all the way here, all the way across, we have single prints up here. So this is the level, right? But there's supply, overhead supply here, right? So what do we do here? Obviously, bulls, you want it to break and hold it and see if we can crush through its overhead supply. We do have overhead supply here, which will not make it an easy move up, okay? Just the way this market's been, right? Just the way this market's been. Like, look at this. Up, up, tried, up, went down, pushed up, and now we're here, right? So, like I said, it's not a trending market. It's not trending, okay? Look at overnight inventory. This would be an edge. This is the only long activity, that little bit, and then all this short. But guess what? Price is right here. Price is right here. And I believe that probably pushed down was from China not doing more stimulus in the Asian session, and now we're recovered. Okay? So, now let's look at some levels. All right, we're going to look at some levels today. And it's all about this 57.80. All right, 57.80 right here is the overnight low and ultimate balance. So you want bulls to defend this area. Even let's come down to this here. I mean, I wouldn't like it to go below this, but there is demand here. All right, but really there's demand here too. Okay, so this is really this area and this area. I want to see bulls defend it. Right now, the week high up here, the 58.08, that is the breakout point. Right, sellers need to step up, or buyers need to hold it and we run higher. Okay, you run higher. Now today we do have FOMC minutes at 2 p.m. and a lot of Fed speak. These Feds can trip algos on whatever they say. I'm hoping they don't affect it too much because that's annoying. Okay, but it's a reality. It's a reality. All right, so let's go with our game plan here. Let's do some scenarios, okay? Let's start with the bull, because why? They're in control right now. They are in control, okay? So let's look at right here. There's a demand zone right here, this green box, and it lines up right with the most traded price of yesterday, okay? And the bottom of it lines up with the most traded price of the week. That's number one. Last line is the most traded price of the month here in 57.80 right here. So this area, I don't want much time spent down here, okay? But if this area, if we do something like this and boom, I really want to see demand and the most traded price of yesterday could be support. If it does, and the market is stronger, like consensus stronger, I would like to go long here to possibly break out finally and possibly maybe get to 58.20. Have to really churn. I would think you'd do this probably within the supplies and maybe get to 58.30. Maybe get to 58.30. Now you could also come down. What I'd want to see if we did come down to here is a quick recovery, and then you could do the same thing I'm talking about. Okay, but I really would like a pullback. I'm not really into chasing a move up higher into supply. That's not really what I want to look at. Okay, that's what I'm liking there. Let's go to the short side. Now, short side, all right, we do have heavy supply still here and here. We still have that 58.08 area that the market hasn't broken out of. Okay, now, like I said, FOMC minutes, we have CPI tomorrow, PPI Friday. You might not want to hold the bag and be super long before that data comes out, right? We just don't know when this market's going to do a breakout. You don't know. But right now, it's been resistant every time. So now that we're here, what do I want to see? I want to see yesterday's highs test it. And see what we do here in supply. Okay, if we get some lower highs come through the open, you're going to test yesterday's most traded price, 57.88. Right now, you got ultimate balance you have to cut through. Okay, so like say if I'm short up here, I'll hold, right, and see what it does here, because this usually doesn't just this usually doesn't get cut right through. Probably chop a little through it, but if you do wind up breaking it and you start holding, you're going to take out yesterday's lows right there. You got single prints from the past, still need to be cleaned, and we can work our way down. Okay, there's demand here. You can work our way down to this big weak low, 57.25. Okay, what does the market do? I've been saying this all week. If it breaks that and holds it, it can do a straight shot to 5,700. Okay, 5,700. Do I know that happens? No. And if this happened, right, there's a demand zone actually here. Let's just say that happens and still we have CPI tomorrow. I could see a boop right into this range. Right? Because that happens sometimes. You get a move, but then people de-risk and go right back to the mean. Okay? That's kind of what I'm really seeing today. Okay? Now, it'd be great to be short up here. Now, you could get something like this, break this demand, and I want to see it hold under this level for me to maybe try to get a short. Okay, that's the other way. Okay? All right, let's move on. Let's move on to the NASDAQ. All right, to the NASDAQ. So the NASDAQ did some things, and you can see here, right on my chart, clearly, I don't usually put all these high volume nodes like this, but it's how the NASDAQ's been moving, okay? And so much chop. So let's look at it. Now, these are high volume nodes, composite high volume nodes right here. They've been very important levels in the NASDAQ, okay? There's so much trading volume around those high volume nodes. So I have them there, okay? So yesterday, look what happened. Opened here, held this high volume node, pushed up, held the ultimate balance level, right, of 201.50, and then it came here. See how it was having problem with this level, and then finally, boom, and now we're holding the top of this node. Now the market right now, okay, it's structure-wise, you need to hold this volume, high volume node. You need prices to hold here for you to go higher. Okay, you're holding ultimate balance, so it's all looking bullish right now. 201.50. Okay, you broke this resistance I was talking about at 263 yesterday, right there. Broke it, hit supply, and kind of closed here. right? So that's what's going on with the NASDAQ. Okay. Again, yesterday's high, yesterday's low, overnight high, overnight low. We're inside yesterday's session. This is the most traded price of yesterday. We're holding that. So all structure looking bullish. All structure looking bullish. Okay. So let's look at some levels here and what I want to see happen in the NASDAQ. Okay. So first thing I'm noting, we were 100% net short here. Like I said, probably mostly likely because of the Asian session, and we dipped down to here. Now, this low, okay, 201.95 is the overnight low. Happens to be the midpoint of yesterday, the 50% retracement of yesterday. Also, you got value area low here in the session, but now we got a demand zone here. So this area is a pullback zone. Okay. Now we're getting some weakness here a little bit. So I want to see, we have the most traded price here. We have demand, overnight low, and the midpoint of yesterday. Okay. That's a key level. Okay. And you have ultimate balance right underneath it. Okay. Want to see if that gets defended by bulls. All right. Now we do have overhead supply here. This is yesterday's highs. You hit supply. Now you came off of it, and we just have to see what happens, right? Because this is generally the top of this balance area. Okay, you look to the left, you can see this area here. Okay, right, and then this area was resistance, and yesterday you finally touched really the top of this session. Okay, now if you start to work yourself back through ultimate balance, well, we can go back to the other side. Okay, but you really want to hold this level. Like I said, it can briefly do this, but then if it holds, that's bullish. Okay. All right, let's get into scenarios, and then we'll be on with my day here. Okay. All right. Now, first thing we're going to do, we're going to talk about bull. Okay. Bull case. So I just talked about it. So this box that I'm going to draw encompasses a demand zone, the most traded price of yesterday, the overnight low, and the midpoint of yesterday, and below it you have the support of ultimate balance. So I want to see what price does in this area. Okay, remember, it's an area. It's not perfect. You could even get a push down and touch here. If you get support and recover, higher low, start moving. I want to be long, and let's see if we can go to the 204, cut the single. Now you have single prints above us, so like I said, I don't know what kind of move happens here, but you could really push up here. Okay, that's something I'm looking at. Okay, really, this, you could even encompass this area, right? What do we do if we come back here? It's kind of, oh, I'm interested. Now, let's say if we just drive up, get some resistance here, but the market's strong, and we hold this level, that's another reason to get long. Okay, but that's really all I'm looking for. Now, as far as the bear side, okay, we know we have supply in yesterday's high here. We know we had overhead supply. We know ultimate balance is right here. That is 201.50. Most traded price of the month and the week is right here. Okay? Bulls, you don't want to see us under there. Bears do. So this is the bull bear line of this balance area. It's the mean of this balance. Okay, so what could I see? What would I like to see happen? Well, let's say we push up, break yesterday's highs. Then you start getting lower highs, right? You know, it wouldn't be horrible if you got short up here. You know, then I would say probably when we get to this area, you probably take some profit and hold, right? Because this area should cause some type of support or maybe a bounce. But if we come through it, break this demand, kind of hold under the yesterday's most traded price. Now remember, the week low here, 201.95, all right, is very important. And if we start to cut through that ultimate balance and hold and hold and hold, there's a lot of chop here. So I'm not saying this is going to be clean. You get to work and you can go all the way back to the bottom of this balance. Now there's a weak low here at let's say 198.33. Okay, got single prints right here. This is the last of the demand zone. If you rip that out, we're going to go to 197. Okay, and like I said, to de-risk before CPI, you might get a push back up into this balance range. Okay, now again, you could be wait and be conservative with this, and let's just say the market pushes up, comes through here, breaches that weak low, but then we break ultimate balance and we start holding under it. Well, then maybe you could also try it from here and see what happens. Okay, obviously I would like to do it up here. That way you're kind of like, that target's far away, you can take some profit and then sit back and let the market do what it does if the market's weak, right? If the market's weak. All right, that's it, folks. That's it for today. Hope you enjoyed that. Please give me a thumbs up or a like. Smash the like button. Helping my channel. All right, helping my channel. Now, every day I do it at 8:10. Please join me. If you don't want to join me at 8:10, join me at 8:30 when you get at least the long and short trade scenarios, right? And if you're new, just slap a subscription on there with the alert, right? Trying to go to 200. I'm inching there. I'm inching there. Share with your friends. If you have any trading friends or you're in the Discord like K-Trader here, share it. Share it. Okay? All right, everybody. That's going to do it. Now, we have a plan today. All right? We have a plan. We got volatility. The volume's decent. I just want to see some consensus in the market, right? It's always been disjointed every day, except yesterday wasn't as disjointed. Okay? That's our plan. All right? Now, I am not here Thursday and Friday. I will be away. I will return Monday, and I wish everybody here good luck tomorrow on CPI, Friday PPI. Okay? Hopefully you guys get a big move. We are in ultimate balance still. Now, we could get a nice move today. I'm hoping for that. I'm not holding my breath, okay? But ultimate balance, you get big moves at ultimate balance, all right? And we still are in that. The big move has not been made yet, but I have a feeling we're waiting for CPI. Like I said, I've seen this many times where you get a move today, but then you go back to the mean to de-risk. So we'll see. We'll see. Everybody have a great weekend. All right, and I'll see everybody Monday.